Come on, Rebels. You can hang out with me today. I feel like Mushu for some reason. Like I had a whole Mulan weird thing going on. But anywho, welcome back, guys. We're going to be watching more of the Clone Wars today. We are on Season 5, Episode 10. This one's called Secret Weapons. Say hello to my little friends. So these guys are my weapons. We have not been introduced to these guys yet, but they are on Rebels. So that will be fun. And I think this is going to come up sooner than later because we are watching, I mean, Clone Wars is a huge series anyways, but because we're watching 2 a week, like it's flying by. So I think around summertime, we're probably going to be done with Clone Wars.
That's incredible.
I don't know, maybe even before
that. I thought it was going to be like years in the making.
Usually it takes years for us to watch something, but we watch a lot every week. We used to just focus on 1 or 2 shows, but it's very limited, and we just get so many requests that it's just been better with us spreading things out. But we do watch things weekly. This is the only show we're watching right now, double, and it's flying by, really.
It is.
I'm actually kind of sad to almost be at the end. But yeah, so the last arc was really cool. I enjoyed the younglings a lot. They've come very far in a short amount of time. Very skilled, very brave. They helped Ahsoka, and they were able to work with Hondu, and Hondu also made a friend with Katuni, and vice versa. So they had an understanding, and she might even idolize him. Who knows? Because she kind of had that look of like respecting him and.
Yeah,
whoa! And Maui. Sorry, my cat's playing with a toy and he just slingshotted it at me. Anywho.
He quietly, we got a bond here, didn't want to shake any, craziness. Like he was really liking the kids, but he was like, yeah, I'm doing this the right way.
Yeah.
And he helped him out. It was great.
Definitely, yeah.
I do like his character. I think he's funny because you just go along with it because one day he'll be like, oh, I'm against this, or this is for this particular job, so who cares about kids? They can die if they cause you trouble because I need the money. And then other times he's like, oh, I love kids, so today's a great day. Like, it's all good. So he goes back and forth a lot.
It's
so
all
it just all
money.
Depends on his mood. So
yeah,
all
he's
about
a
money.
Man through and through.
Big time. Like, ooh, yeah.
That's
so you don't want to cross him or have too much money where he wants it, and like you don't matter. But yeah, so I'm glad they're on good terms per se, because even him talking to Obi, and he's like, oh, well, I saved that, but it's all good, and blah, 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 after he almost killed Ahsoka, and punched her and hurt her a few times and tortured her.
Kidnapped her,
wouldn't let her drink water or anything. It's like,
oh my gosh.
So, for this episode, it's called Secret Weapons, and I see R2 right now with another droid. So I'm assuming, you never know, but I'm assuming that it's going to be an R2 episode. We haven't had a C-3PO and R2 episode in a while. Not that C-3PO will be in it. We don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next episode,
well, he could definitely be the secret weapon. He's got a lot of things up his robot.
Oh, he's with the electrical currents and stuff. Oh my God. And the next episode even looks continuing on with R2 and other droids. So,
okay, wow.
Interesting. Yeah. So we do like the droids a lot. I love following the human type characters. I know Ahsoka's not human, but like humanoid type characters. I love Ahsoka, Obi-Wan, Anakin, Windu. The droids are fun to follow, but they're kind of silly.
Yes,
but we do feel bad for them too, because we know they have emotions, and R2 really shows that even for not understanding him, like we know what he's feeling and communicating just by his noises and when he's hurt, or like wow, like his yell. I love his yell.
So when he's scared.
Oh my God,
yeah, that's good.
That's cute.
So we love R2. I love C-3PO too. With those two droids, like, who's your favorite?
R2, hands down.
R2, me too.
I'm sorry, C-3PO,
R2.
but I'm saying R2 as well. I do like
R2,
C-3PO.
me too.
And he's a caring guy, but he gets, R2, me too. C-3PO gets a little too complaining and whiny for me, but he is
does.
funny.
He complains a lot.
I do like him. He is compassionate to a certain extent, but R2 I just love.
Yeah,
so.
Definitely.
So shall we, ladies?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, 5-10. Ooh, blue this time. Ooh, they keep changing it up. Humility is the only defense against humiliation.
Fears escalate as the Separatists are about to mount a major offensive. The Jedi plan a counterstrike to capture an enemy decoding chip.
You droids have been chosen for a very important mission.
Oh.
Infiltrate the vault without drawing attention to yourselves, and steal that encryption module.
So, did I miss anything?
Fall in line, soldier. Some of you may not make it back.
Why is he looking at me?
Why is it gonna-
You just looking at me?
You are our secret weapons. Now, let me turn you over to your mission leader, Colonel Meeber Gascon.
That's awesome.
Attention! Now, I'm only going to say this once. We bypass security here and here, divert the super battle droids here, then return home in time for my promotion ceremony to Brigadier General. Are
Oh
we?
my goodness.
Don't roll over him.
The line starts behind me.
Don't step on him.
Whoa.
Corporal?
Colonel.
Right. Well, I just want to set the record straight.
Corporal.
I am not a mech. Better engineering.
He's gonna be really good even though he's
As I
annoying.
was saying. All right, enough with the chat. You're not needed here. Go prepare our shuttle for launch.
These advanced rocket boosters should give you better aerial mobility.
He's a little creepy how he talks.
The magnetic force is extremely powerful. Locked position.
Oh,
The recoil packs quite a wallop.
God.
I'll be making the extraction myself.
Ah. No. I know he is creepy though, right? It's the same alien as that bounty hunter.
Right. He's
The
like,
electrical current.
come to me.
What are you doing in there, Corporal?
And how many times do I have
Corporal.
You are just a pilot.
We will see about that.
Boy,
He has an
oh
attitude
boy.
too.
I don't know if the upgrade is good with the personality.
I want you to alert me when we near the dreadnought. What did you do?
I put us on a collision course with the dreadnought.
Why?
You idiot! We're caught in a tractor beam.
Oh,
Oh, jeez. Whoa. God.
Hold it right there. Out of the way, tin cans. No sign of life, just these droids. Continue your search.
Everyone just stay calm.
Stuffy.
Oh my god,
Oh my god.
public droid.
And I am their leader.
Stop talking.
Cyclops, you lead the way. If anyone asks, you're taking the droids on a repair job.
Captain.
It's Colonel. I
Can't
swear.
get it, see?
Gotta see, though.
He's a droid and he's smart and he can't get that right.
You can do it, C4.
I have the name C4, huh?
C4.
Boom, boom.
Do not forget to lock down.
Ooh.
Yeah, he didn't do
forgot
it.
to lock
Oh,
up.
God.
Jeez.
Gotta
Recoil.
punch.
Ooh.
There was a temporary power loss on C deck. It was only a temporary fluctuation.
Someone still has to distract some super battle droids.
Oh, please, 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 let me do it. Come on.
Oh my goodness.
I have been ordered by General Grievous to test Comvault security, and I need your help.
Okay.
I need you two to stay here. Good. That is what I like. No questions.
Literally, huh?
Oh,
Oh god, he's in there. Poor Droid too.
You blockhead.
So, what do we do now, Corporal?
We have to open that comm vault door fast and grab the encryption module before we're caught red-handed. No, I will not do it myself.
You fought in the Battle of Genosis.
Technically, I didn't fight in that battle. I'm
Map reader?
You're off base here, Cyclops. I was chosen for my fearsome cunning, although my size may have played a small factor. Some ragtag collection of droids is not going to deny me.
R2 at it
take
again.
care of
He's
that.
awesome.
oh boy. Yeah.
I will
God.
open that comm vault door, neutralize the swarm mines, and then secure the encryption module. We can go to war right now, you and me, and probably get ourselves captured by a separatist.
How he is, I'm just surprised that the Jedi
Oh,
would
boy.
give
First
him
of
this
all,
task.
my name is Whack. Stop calling us stupid names, Shorty.
Well, you
Sure.
are fucking. Oh, Colonel too.
Aw, that's so
Oh,
sad.
jeez.
Just made him an empty hull just so he
That's-
could
yeah.
ride in him.
All right, Pinky. I mean, Cutie. This is your chance to shine.
Great.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Woohoo! Smart move!
Ooh, jeez. Whoa.
Oh god, he's gonna kill
Oh, my
everybody.
God.
Yes.
Watch out, R2.
I think you. Oh.
Melt him, melt
Oh, you're
him.
gonna go
Thruster
up there.
power.
Wow, you...
Whoa, 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 whoa. Too close.
Keep distracting.
Doggy paddle.
Look at it. Yeah, it looks like...
Jump.
No.
Oh.
Slammed him.
Splat. Ooh, he's gonna crush him.
Ooh.
Saved your life.
Ooh.
He's pretty heavy, huh?
Oh, gosh.
Try to.
Reminder. Hopefully they can reboot him or something or give him back his memory.
We can repair him on the shuttle.
Good.
Get out of the way, you stupid astromechs.
Oh, that's perfect.
Ooh.
They're
Did
all
someone get
idiots.
sword?
They're laughing.
They go right on.
Wow.
No problem. That's why it was perfect, right?
My first
Good work,
mission,
guys.
a rousing success. Who knows? You droids might just make decent soldiers after all.
Don't forget.
Yeah.
Colonel.
Colonel, he finally earned
Yes,
the
he
name.
probably really is.
Yeah.
Not
Earned their
corporal.
respect, kind of, sort of.
It kind
Oh
of makes
my
me wonder
goodness,
if
yeah.
Wack kept forgetting and saying it wrong just to kind of prove a point because he didn't respect
yeah,
him
I think
either.
so.
Right,
Yeah.
and he must have been really smart all along to see through him.
Yeah, he must have
Because
been.
he was like the big man syndrome, you know.
Yeah.
That's right. He was sort of annoying at first, but then I got used to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was goofy, and we never hear droids talk like he does. You know, he's confident and he's sarcastic, and
That's right.
I don't know, like more like a human than he is a droid.
Yeah, almost
'cause
like
his
the
personality
droids on the
and
separatist
attitude.
side, you know, they've got little personalities
A
going.
little,
and-
That's
oh,
right, yeah, that's right.
those annoying droids that we always see and stuff. But yeah, so I kind of
through.
figured he was going to come through with, and be like
Yeah.
successful and probably be the best one and a leader because he kept saying like, I'm the leader, I'm front, I'm in the front. But I'm like, oh my God, he's like so obsessed about that. But he is really good and he did follow through. So
Yeah,
and he
did.
taught the colonel a lesson. So that was great.
he sure did. Yeah,
Definitely. And R2, he made it through. He just wouldn't even listen to him. He's like, I'm going to open those doors. I'm going to get in there.
R2 always
Going
saves
on
the
and
day
on.
too. I love him.
He's
Like you don't have to say
yeah,
much
he's
to
so
him. He just
good.
knows
He's
what to
just
do.
great.
And yeah, them working together. This was more fun than I thought it would be. I enjoy the adventures that R2 and C-3PO have again, but this one stood out a bit more. It had more of a mission in play, and all of them were new to this. Like they all have experience with Jedi for the most part, but then the Colonel really didn't have much besides like being strategic and reading maps. So he was very arrogant, and he kind of reminded me, his personality is very different, and he's not dark like that, but he reminded me of Krell, where again we're seeing
Yes.
instead of
yeah.
clones, which I think droids are, you know, you should care about them because they're people too, or however you want to see them, but they do have like feelings and they're programmed to worry about themselves. But, you know, clones are more human, absolutely. Not even are more human, they are human.
Yeah.
I know that they're made in the lab, but it doesn't matter. They're still a human life, you know?
Yeah.
So that was
That's
even
right.
more extreme, yes. But it just gave me that feel because now you have like this colonel who's just like, oh, well, they're just droids. I could do what I want with them.
I
Right.
agree.
And using that one as like a, a hull
I
or
know,
whatever.
just like
a
a
husk,
shell,
like
yeah.
a shell.
Yes.
And
all his memory out just so he can.
Yes.
like, oh, he won't
my
remember
God.
a thing. And I'm like, oh, that sucks, though, because he knows going in and he's programmed to follow orders, I guess. But it's like, oh, we're going to rip out your brain pretty much. And
Yeah.
we're just going to, like,
Oh.
fill it up for the colonel. And when he said that, I kind of thought, like, oh, well, maybe he has, like, a whole new computer program he needs to install in his brain, and that's to do
Yes.
the colonel. But no, literally, physically, it's the colonel fitting inside of him. And I'm like, well, ouch, like, that kind of sucks. Can't you find a different droid that you don't have to rip out their memory banks for? I mean, they have all kinds of robots there. Why don't you get one that's not programmed emotionally? Because that
Yeah,
sucks.
that's
Like,
right.
okay, well, you
Yeah.
won't remember, so it's okay. But I like how they kept showing that where when he was electrocuted and just laying there like a dead body, and we kept seeing him, and it was like guilt, just to show you
Yeah.
that he did take it too far, I think, there, and how the droids would not leave one of their own behind. And I think
That's
that was
good.
sweet.
That's
That was
very
a
good.
great,
Yeah.
great way to go about things, because you don't want to just like follow orders and not like consider the people you're with. You gotta
That's
like
right.
care
Right.
and
Definitely.
be there for one
And-
another.
Yeah, and for Jedis to put 5 droids on a mission with this colonel, that's saying a lot too. They are significant soldiers in this war. So
Definitely.
to treat them insignificantly, it's degrading to them.
Yeah.
And it's not right. I mean, they're programmed to do what they're supposed to do, and they did. They
Yeah.
wound up.
Good
They did
for
a good
them.
job. They really
Yeah,
did.
good.
And even with the gravity, I love it. R2 really quick, like hands up. That was so funny. It's
That's
like,
right, yeah.
so the humor is always perfect. I love that.
Oh,
And
geez.
just using the gravity to get away
That's
from those
something.
other droids. And
Yes,
that one general droid,
yes.
that we've seen them before. We saw that guy before on Onderon. Not the same one, but the same type. They're intimidating. And even their voices are just
Aren't
like,
they?
"Whoa."
Yes,
Oh
they
my
are.
gosh, yes.
So I like seeing.
Even more so than Grievous. Grievous is, I get a little chuckle out of him.
Yeah, I mean, Grievous,
That's
like,
right.
he's really scary.
He is
I know,
scary.
I know, he
He's
kills
a
Jedi a
scary.
lot.
Right
Yeah. I want to say Grievous
Yeah.
definitely scares me more. I mean, like, he is funny
Yeah.
to laugh at and stuff sometimes because
Yeah.
he gets so manic and so, like,
That's
angry.
right, yeah.
Yeah.
But he's very intimidating. But yeah, like, these other droids are very scary as well. And we haven't really seen them in action so much. We do see them give orders, and the one that was on Onderon didn't really do that much. Like, I thought he was going to have a bigger role there. But it's neat seeing when we're introduced to a new droid, a new type of alien or something that we haven't seen before, then we start to see them more often. And even the ones from the beginning, even the movies, like, we keep seeing these aliens now, like that one that floats, a doctor one in the beginning, and he has the electrical
Yeah.
currents, kind of like that bounty hunter
Oh, yeah.
that Obi-Wan and Bane had to go up against, remember? And he could control the electrical currents in his body and do that
Yes,
one
that's right,
task
yes.
to help everyone else out. So that was kind of cool to see his character or his alien species come back.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
when they can bring him back.
I actually do miss the kids now. The kids I really warmed up
Oh,
to.
yeah.
And
Younglings, oh, they were great.
yeah, quick tangent with that too, but I kind of wonder if those younglings, morbid, it's really sad, if they're the ones that are killed by Anakin later on. Because he kills all the children in the temple. So I'm kind of wondering if it's
Oh,
them.
yeah.
Which would make sense because that would
Yeah.
pull at our heartstrings.
Oh,
Yeah, that would be really sad.
be
'cause
sad.
They're really
Oh.
good kids. And anyway, sorry,
Yeah.
I was just looking at the Disney Plus thumbnails and I see the previous episodes. I was like, oh yeah, they were really cool. But who knows? Maybe we'll see them again in this series.
Yeah, I hope
Maybe
I'm
so.
really
they'll pop
hoping
somewhere.
with
Yeah.
Ahsoka.
Really
Yeah.
like them. Yeah.
So no C-3PO in this one. R2,
Nope.
and I like Whack. I think he's kind of a cool character. I thought
Whack,
they were going to
yes.
say his name was 47, but I like how they show us certain things of each character to stand out. So the 47, I just kept looking
Yeah,
at,
they were-
so kind of
Yeah, he
like...
kept
Yeah.
looking down and just to see his numbers.
Yeah, he did. So I noticed that
Mhm.
too. So it was kind of like separating to show that they're individuals. And even though you know that, even their colors were different, so you really are aware that they're different individuals in this. Because even with the other droids that we don't really care so much about, that we see all the time, oh no, what are you doing? They're so literal. Like they all
Yes.
look pretty much the same, you know?
Yes,
Uh-oh.
that's
We're
right,
not
yes.
being personal with them. And
That's
that's
right.
another good point too, where droids trust droids for the most part, especially them because they're stupid.
I was going to bring that
That's right,
up. They
that's
were
right,
even
yeah.
like, oh, we're just going to go
Yeah,
by
so
and-
that was like
That's right,
perfect
yeah.
camouflage just out in the open. Even with one droid that's laying down, like it's shut off, it's dead,
Yeah,
something's
they just
wrong
get
with
rid
it.
of
That's right, yeah.
And repairs, or they have to fly somewhere to do repairs or something. Like, it's out of the ordinary, so I think they would question that. But no, it's just they're droids and they're on a mission to do something, so it's okay. And they just let them do their thing. And even having a ship like that, I don't know, because none of the other ships look like that, so it just stands out. Like, there's red flags that they're just not even aware of. So they did the mission perfectly.
They did, and to escort those other 2 droids that they took out, ultimately when they were getting on the ship to escort them out, they were gone, but you would think they'd have some kind of surveillance to know this group of droids are from the Republic.
No, I know. It's like, no,
not at all.
No.
Or no communication
That's
whatsoever again, because they can communicate, like, even talking to each other. And yet they walk by this dead green droid and they know they're intruders, but they're not communicating with any other droids around the ship saying like, hey, these are the suspects, these are the intruders. And so no one else even knows about it because the ship is huge, I know, but you just have these advanced technologies that you think they'd be able to warn and be like, this is what they look like, or just stare at them and, visualize, take a picture and send it to them. Use Facebook, Instagram, something like that. Just kidding. No, but you think they'd have that technology to be like, hey, but I am glad it worked. I did like the Colonel. He was interesting. I like when they show a scale difference because we do see it with certain species, but most times they look just like they're short. It doesn't look like they're actually in scale smaller. It just looks like they're like head size is almost the same as a normal human, but they might be shorter in stature or something. But we did see a couple really tiny aliens that R2 fell on, right? With C-3PO a while ago. And I was like, oh my God, that was kind of like crazy.
Yeah.
But it is neat to see a scale difference. Who knows? Maybe we'll see some giants too at some point because you never know. Atmospheres are different. Planet size, lower gravity, you probably would have super tall creatures. We do see those aliens though with the super long necks that work with the clones and breed the clones and stuff. Not breed, but like, make the clones. So that's fun to see. So I like it when they're very bizarre, very different from what we know. So just to have him small, he was kind of frog-like. So Kim, I frogs. So he was able to use leaping, hopping to help compensate for his height.
Yes,
like points
which
and
really
things,
helped
get
in
around.
the gravity scene.
Definitely.
Yeah, that helped there, and even like showing his hologram map, and he's like jumping up to point to certain locations.
That's right.
And his animation was very different too, and that's harder to animate because it was almost like, not that he was fat, but he had all these moving parts like after his solid form. So you see him like moving like this, and then you see like shaking afterwards every time he moves. So that was kind of fun to see because that's harder to animate, to have follow through. That's called follow through, when you have like a solid structure and then you have something loose that follows after it.
Okay.
So it's kind of neat to see that because that's hard to do, and that was impressive. And even his eyes were like kind of jiggly, and so interesting character, and I liked him. So even though he judged droids, he easily overcame that and listened to Whack, and they were on equal grounds there. So that was neat that he was open to change.
Yes,
so
and
that was good.
Whack kept calling him a map reader.
Yeah. Which, it is a good point to say that because you never want to be condescending to someone. But in this case, he needed to hear that because sometimes, like, people can overthink their status on something or just be arrogant and think that they're better than other people, and they'll try to, like, make it sound like why they're better.
That's
so it was nice that Whack was, in this case, it was good that Whack actually kept knocking him down a bit and saying like, okay, well, no, you're a map reader, so you're a fancy map reader. He didn't say fancy.
That's
but,
right, yeah.
So you're a map reader. He was coming down to that, and he was trying to put himself above them, and he couldn't see beyond that. So once he kept getting challenged, and then he started to not break down, but then he started to like be like, oh,
and he finally admitted he's never been in battle before.
Yeah, so that was actually good because that's a lesson learned. It definitely is a lesson learned, I think.
Definitely.
So I'm kind of glad that he was a little fresh to him in the beginning. In the beginning, it was a little irritating. When he went through the tractor beam without even consent from the colonel, I was like, oh, this is not going to go very well. Either he's going to get caught or he's going to save the day.
Yeah.
He did need to lesson himself. The colonel needed to lesson himself in the long run.
Yeah.
That's right.
I agree. That was actually really good. And Whack, again, in the beginning, I thought the same thing. And I think that was for us to be established with this, like, quirky, like, obnoxious character, and for
That's
him to
right.
just narrate and be
Annoying,
like
yes.
late for one thing. I mean, you think Droid that you'd be more scheduled and stuff because you have a computer brain. But he's like, oh, am I late? What? And he just looks and goes like, oh, are you looking at me? Are you looking at me? Or you must be looking at me. Like, it's so literal. And it's like, really? You're going to be like that? That's like so rude to be like that. But he really has a different personality. He's a different type of droid. And he really did do well in the mission. So that's what matters. And you can't judge a book by its cover kind of thing. So, so it's a good lesson. I liked it.
It is.
That is
I
good.
liked it. I liked when the Colonel
Nice.
was giving the initial lowdown on what they're going to do, and it was so quick. But they're droids; they can consume that. But he didn't give any room for questioning. He's just like, okay, that's it.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
No plan B. That's it.
Yeah. So very good
Oh my
episode. We'll
gosh.
see if we continue the story. Again, the thumbnail looks like I see the same droids in there, so I'm assuming it's an arc again. Woohoo!
Oh.
Yeah. Let's see if they
So-
can get that to the Jedi, so they can.
Yeah, let's see it.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe
Jet,
it's
right?
going to continue that story, or maybe they're on a new mission now, and maybe they already gave that to the Jedi. We'll see. But I'm
Oh.
thinking maybe you're right. They're probably going to continue the story. Maybe something happens in transit.
We have to see if the Colonel gets his promotion. Remember, he was supposed to go to a promotion.
Yeah, I was thinking that
ceremony
too.
after.
That's a good point.
let's see
Yes.
it. Let's see if
I love how he
does.
has to say that because he's gloating
Yes, right?
too. It's like, oh boy, here we go.
After this mission, I'm getting
Yes.
promoted.
Yeah,
That's right.
and after this, like he was actually in battle this time too, and he
Yes.
was being brave, so that was good. He actually got in front of that gun like a little too close for comfort. Whoa.
Yeah.
But he was able to use his size to get around and all that, so that was
That's
good.
good.
So please subscribe, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you very soon as always. Bye, guys. May the force be with you. Too early, but.
All right.